Continuing on page 182 in your student journal, we're on lesson 6.6 on inverse functions. This section asks us, are these two functions inverses? So when you have a table, the x and y values need to be switched. So if we look at our first table, f of x right here, up here, and we compare that to g of x down here, you can see that all of the coordinates have been switched. So yes, these are inverse functions because x and y coordinates are switched. Okay, looking at number 8, here's your f of x on the top, here's your g of x on the bottom. Compare the 2 points, or the 2 tables. Have the points been reversed? Well, the first set, yes, these have been reversed. But look at every one after that. They are not switching the points. So this is clearly a no. These are not inverse functions because x and y values are not switched. So when you have a table, that's all you have to do is just look at the points and see if they've switched the x and the y. Be careful because sometimes they try to trick you by just changing the signs, but that's not enough. The actual x and y have to switch. 9 and 10, we're going to find the inverse of the function and then graph both of them again. So we will follow that same process that we just did on the last page in part 1. So we'll start with replacing f of x with y. So we have y equals x plus 2 to the 3rd power. We will switch x and y. And then we'll solve for y. So since we have an exponent of 3 on the right, we need to take the cube root of both sides to cancel that. So we get cube root of x equals y plus 2. Then we subtract 2. That gives us cube root of x minus 2, not inside the radical, equals f to the inverse, f to the negative 1 of x. This is your inverse function. So to graph them, we just need a couple tables of values again. So let's use our f of x. And this is cubed, so we're going to need more than 1 or 2 points. Let's do negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. I think 0 is going to be off the graph, actually, so we'll just stop there. Okay, so substituting into this x of your original function, if we put in a negative 3, we will get, let's see, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, and then when you cube that, you get negative 1. Okay, if we substitute negative 2 into the function, that would be negative 2 plus 2 is 0, 0 cubed is 0. Substituting negative 1 plus 2, you get 1, and then you cube that and you get positive 1. So your 3 points are here, here, and here. Now remember, this is a cubic graph, so your end behavior looks like this. It's not going to be a straight line. So you come in and you curve your graph like that. If you're not sure, go to Desmos and graph it so you can see what the shape of the graph looks like. All right, and then our inverse table, again, you just switch x and y's. So we'll go negative 1, negative 3, 0, negative 2, 1, negative 1. And again, it's going to curve, but it's going to go this way this time. We'll put our line of reflection. Whoa, I just went off the points there. Sorry about that. So you can look at that and kind of tell that those are going to be mirror images of each other over that red line of reflection. All right, number 10. Let me, so go ahead and pause that if you didn't write that down, because I'm going to clear it off here and do number 10. All right, so we will start with y equals 1/3 x to the 4th, we will switch x and y. Okay, so let's see. We need to clear the multiplication before we clear the exponent. We go backwards order of operations, remember. So let's see, we'll multiply both sides by 3. Okay, then to clear the exponent, you take the root. So it's the 4 is the exponent, so you take the 4th root. That gives you 4th root of 3x equals y. Oops, and then we replace y with f to the negative 1 of x. All right, so here's your inverse function. Okay, so then we need our table of values. Let's see what we get for our original function here. Okay, so we have to be creative with our points here because we've got that 1/3 up front and the x has to be to the 4th power. Also notice this, x has to be greater than or equal to 0, so they don't want us to substitute anything less than 0. So why don't we start with 0? So if we put in 0 for x, well, 0 to the 4th is just 0, and 1/3 of that is 0. So we would have 1 point at 0, 0. I am going to do 3 next. Because if I do 1/3 of 3 to the 4th power, that's going to give me a nice even number. 3 to the 4th is 81, and 1/3 of that would be 27. Okay, pause it and write that down if you didn't show the work, because I'm going to erase that off the graph. Okay, so then our inverse table is just going to be the opposite. So 0, 0, and 27, 3. I think what I'll do here is just count by tens. 10, 20, 30, so on. So we have 0, 0, 327, that's going to be, let's see, way up here, big steep line like that. Something like that. F of x. Second one is going to go through 27, 3, so they'll be about here, just estimating. That's my f to the negative 1 of x. And then lastly, again, we will add our line of reflection. Y equals x. Okay, so if you see two graphs and they're asking you if they're inverses, think about that red line of reflection. Are they mirror images of each other? If so, yes, they are inverse functions. Next part. Use the graph to determine whether the inverse of f is a function. Explain your reasoning. So on the first page of your notes here on page 181, it talked about your horizontal line test. Horizontal line test. So that says if you draw a horizontal line through a function and it only hits one time, then yes, its inverse will also be a function. Now these, look, I can draw a horizontal line here and only hit 1 point, but if I draw a line further down, you can see it's intersecting at 2 points. So no, the inverse will not be a function. Because it has 2 points of intersection. Remember, a function is defined as the vertical line test. If you put the vertical line through the function anywhere, it hits the function only once, okay? So that's what we're talking about. All right, so this one, same thing. Horizontal line here only hits it once. Horizontal line down below only hits it once. But if you do it through the middle, look, it intersects 3 times. So this is also a no. The inverse will not be a function because there are 3 points of intersection. You can only have 1. All right, last part.